G'day, and welcome back to Stitch Up and a brand new episode of Planet Coaster. And here we are, yes, in Historia, episode 5 of our Planet Coaster 2 series. Not Planet Coaster, Planet Coaster 2, a much improved game. On some fronts, and on some fronts, many people are still not happy. In episode 4, we started these Theodosian walls, and of course, this theme park is basically a story and history inspired theme park. And yeah, we spent the first few episodes kind of just building all these areas. And in episode 4, we put the Theodosian walls. These are the walls that go around Constantinople, which is the ancient city, which then became Istanbul. So Theodosian walls had this kind of colouring to it as well, and they had a lovely big moat. And in the last episode, I put the foundations down for this and built most of it. And then I've spent in between episodes just tidying up and bringing things back to scale. Here's the original walls on the outside; they were tessellated. And what I've done here is kept them a bit plainer for the front, and I think that makes the actual walls look a bit grander as well. We've got a nice big doors here as well. Put these doors in, keeping them open, and the path will go like that. And then in this episode, we're going to be continuing along this theme. So if you've been to Istanbul, you'll see the Hagia Sophia, the very what was once the biggest indoor building in the world. It's now a church. Well, it's now actually a what's the word for it? A mosque, a grand mosque. But you'll see the Blue Mosque is also near it as well. And so there's a little cannon there as well for scale. But what we're going to be doing here is putting possibly a mosque behind it, or a mosque-looking building, and it's going to be a station for a coaster. And with this episode, we're going to be putting a coaster in. The coaster's going to be called Mehmet versus Vlad, and we're going to talk about Mehmet the second, and his historical impact on Constantinople and the Ottoman Empire, and we'll talk about all that and these two racing coasters, and we're going to get into those guys in just a sec. So please enjoy the Stitch Up intro, and I'll see you over here for the construction of Mehmet versus Vlad. Okay, just turn the volume up on the soundtrack a little bit as well, because I can hardly hear that in my headphones, but I'm not even sure how that'll come through on the recording. Okay, so let's think about these coasters. Now, what I want is two racing coasters, and I want these two racing coasters to be kind of launched and not very tall. I want them to be launched and going in amongst the walls. I had an idea that I wanted at least one of them to come through here, so to come around here and launch through there, and possibly both of them to do that, and to do that at a similar time. But we'll see about this. But I want these two coasters to certainly launch and then come out over here, and definitely come around the entrance to it as well. The park's boundaries are right the way up here, and you've got a big mountain there, so we'll be seeing about this. But I think I'm going to have to get a lot of this territory back as well. I'm also toying with the idea of having like a water gate, and having a lock, and then having basically a canal that runs along here at a bit of a right angle, and the entrance to the park being via a canal. But I'll see about that. I might end up putting that in here and having the entrance over here, but we will see about that. It's a big project, but this area here, I mean, all the middle of the park has been built up. A lot of part of this has, but I don't mind the idea of a canal coming through. So we might be able to have a look at that as well. It's a lovely big building project, and I don't even mind some of these walls being sheer walls, a little bit dropping off towards the boundary. So we'll get into that as well. But for the moment, let's get the coaster looking pretty good, and I like the idea of the coaster going over the top of everything. So these are racing coasters, and if I go into coasters here, and I was having a look. This is the one I think I want to do, the Atomax Energy Coaster. So it is a launch coaster, and it just looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. A steel energy coaster propelled by a hydraulic launch mechanism. So we're definitely going to put these guys in. So there's going to be two of them. I want to put them near obviously right next to each other, and I certainly want them being accessible close to the walls as well. So what we think we might do is keep this little corner here. This could be the entrance, so we could put all the queue here and the entrance could be around here. So I think that could be good. What we'll do is let's try and line it up with here with this. So if I do this, can I, yeah, if I do that, so let me just try and get a right angle with this wall going on here, and then we can see about that. So if I do, what do I want here? I want to line it up with this. Okay, let's line it up with this then. So if I go, I got here, I got this one. I can't quite just bring that up a bit. And what we'll do is, in fact, if we place this guy, yeah, let's place him. Now he's going that way, so I probably want to spin it this way. So let's place it, yeah. And he is actually going out that way, so we'll need to turn it again. But what I want to do is just come out of the, there we go, come out of the building. Right, he's going to launch. It's interesting, he's got a path at the front and a path at the back. No, there he is. He is going that way with the arrow. Okay, that's good. Well, we want it launching this way, so that's not too bad. So what we'll do is let's bring this guy right up and put him here, and then we want to try and, in fact, let's get him down. Let's just get him down. If I put him there to start with, right, and then that's built now. Good. So that building is now movable and editable, which is good. Okay, so let's get a few things going here. So first of all, we want to do this, and I want to spin it. Yep. And if I move him to here, I should be able to. Where can I get trying to see where I can get this. Is he not going to move with the rest of it? That's weird. It would move with the rest of it. That's good. Okay, good. All right, cool. So I think what I want to do here is just tilt it, and I'm looking at that's there. That's actually pretty good. And if I have a look here, is that trying to find a line to be able to line that up. It's not too bad. It needs a tiny little bit of this, I think. Tiny little bit of this. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's have a look at him now. So if he is like this, we want these coasters to be fairly small, but what I want to do is edit the coaster. So edit the coaster, yep. And I want to go into stations. So if I look here and I want to go, what's this? Block sections. We want to get into utilities. I want to get into stations. Cool. Okay. So stations, I want to go here. Hang on. So if I go back, yep. And now I go into stations. Yeah. Okay. So first things first is maybe we will start with this one just here at this height. Now his station's going to be entering from this side. So I don't mind that. We might slide him across slightly, but I don't mind where it is and the height that it is. Yeah, I kind of don't mind it being built up a little bit as well. I think that could be quite good. But I think what I want to do here is place more station. Left loading. Yeah, I want him loading and unloading at the same time. Left loading station and right station. Station with right entry and exit. Station with left. Yeah, we want him left on the entry and the exit. Yep. Go to edit mode. And what I want to do now is just increase the station size, please. So where do I do that? Oh, we've made it smaller. Yep. And then if I put that in there, Okay, that's bigger. So if we do him about this size, yeah. No, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so if we do that, and then what I want to do now is just go to settings and say, right, or operations. Okay, I can add the operations in later. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Right, I want launches, don't I? Yes. So I want him to roll out of the station, and basically we want this guy to roll down. So let's go, oh, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, so let's do this, and let's do what's this one? Can you show me what they are? Yeah, now is it banking? Yeah, I want him to bank pretty steeply. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. So he comes straight down. And then we'll come into here. Now, is he at grade? Yeah, he is at grade there. So that'll be that. And then let's do this. Let's do this. And this can be where we do the launch. Okay, so he comes down into here. And then we have a launch. So hydraulic propulsion system should go in now. So this will be it. 1, 2, 3. And he should launch. Yep. So now he comes in, rolls in, and then launches out. And then what I was hoping to do is if I get this, and then when he goes, I want him to be... I want him to launch, and when he launches straight up, I want him to go upwards. Yep. So this will be, yeah, so straight up, and sorry, I've just, so straight up. Okay, and now the start of this one, so if I can bring him under, let's do an airtime immediately. Right, and straight up and maybe into the ground. If we got auto tunneling going, we could see about this. But basically, if he's like that, right, I want to come out of it. Yeah, that's good. And then what I want to do is I want to get this guy, and I want to, can I duplicate him? I was hoping I could duplicate him. This coaster is untested. Place an entrance. Yeah, so we've got basically lots of things here. Okay, cool. So what I want to do now is, before I get the first coaster going, I want to get the second coaster ready to go as well. So let's do this. If he's up there, yep. So let's go with tracked rides, and I want, coasters, and I want to come in to find this guy, yep. And I want to align with coaster 2 station. Thank you, very good. Oh, that is very good, very happy with that. Now he'll be like that. So then what I want to do here is this guy, I want it to be a lot lower. Yeah, I want him to be kind of proper lower. So you'll have 1 and then 2. Okay, so let me do him here, and this is just going to be a slightly different approach. So we'll do this guy like this. Hang on, we'll go up a tiny bit. Grid height, let's go 2 meters, please. Yeah, and I want to do there. Yeah, and let's do this guy about here. Okay. So first of all, we want him to be around the same size. So if I come into here and edit the coaster, we want to now go into this with tracks, and we want him entering. Now we can have this guy doing a different entering. So station entry on the right and exit on the right. Yep, like that. Okay, and then we can go here, here, and we can see how big we need to be. So he should be the same size, and I think that's about the same size. Okay, so it's that, hang on, so it's that, yep. And then we go here, and now, if I do this, and get like that, I should now be able to move him, and he should be the same size as the other one. Yes, he is. Okay, so let's set him back a little bit. Well, we could set him forward a bit, actually, because I've got a plan for... Yeah, we can do that, because we have to clear this when we come back in, this walls. Or we can move the walls, though. Okay, now, straight away, if this guy's going to be doing this, then straight away we want to come back. Sorry, edit the track. We want to do this. And we don't... Oh, well, we could do the launch immediately. Yes, we could do the launch. Now... I need to work out how to get these two coasters launched together, and I don't know how to do that. Now, I've also got collision off. So if I can, if he pulls forward and they launch, okay, let's do, and I've got the collision off here, but basically you could launch immediately. Yep, and you basically want to, and then I think for this one, he launches and then he comes into this. And I think we want to twist him now. Yep, so he banks, and he really banks. Oh, hang on, nope, not like that. No, I'm going to pull him right down. Yeah, so he comes across now, and in fact, let's just make him slightly bigger, and he does like almost a cobra head roll here, and he launches straight in. Now, when he does that, I want to tilt him away, yeah, and I want to pull it out this way, yeah, and pull him down. Okay, and straighten him up. All right, and now basically what you're seeing there is that coaster come launching straight into that, which is good. Now what we want to do here is, if we've got a launch, so he comes out of the station and launches immediately, yeah? So this will roll forward and straight into the launch, and it just clears the other one, which is good, but he comes straight up and gets straight into this roll. Now what I'm hoping to do here is launch him and get him through on this part of the wall and keep him in there. And then these two coasters are going to kind of roll and fight each other all the way through here. They're going to go over the entry, turn around, and then they're going to come back. That's the plan, although it's going to be slightly complicated, but I think we can just basically do that one. So now, before I get going and before I go too much, let's change the colors of the coasters so we know what they're doing. So if I go here and I have a look at him, this one, so this is going to be Sultan and this is going to be Vlad. This is going to be Vlad. And it is Vlad the Impaler, by the way. After Constantinople fell and the Ottoman Mehmed II took over Constantinople, and basically created the Ottoman Empire from the Eastern Roman Empire. Then it was in Wallachia that the Vlad the Impaler actually fought Mehmed, and I think Mehmed won that as well, actually. So this is why it's Mehmed versus Vlad is going to be a great one. But yeah, I like the idea of it. So Vlad is going to be the lower coaster, but I think we have to have this coaster as a. Sorry, let's just make sure we're on the right one. If we go to, so we are on the lower coaster. So we go to settings, and we want the track here to be blood red. Yep. So let's do him like this. That's a good one. We'll confirm that. Track area 2, let's put him as blood red as well. Confirm. And then track area 3, this should be the actual tracks. Yeah, and then track area 4, I want it to be red as well. Yeah. Okay. And then we can see how that is. And hopefully, if I look here, auto completes. I want to see here if I've got, yeah, the track is that color, so I might have to just go and do these other ones again. So if I'm putting it here and then getting them back, sorry, that is that, not that, that, yeah. And then if I'm doing launched, yeah, I should be getting out of that. Yeah, cool. And we get this bit. We want to say basically the launch coaster. So I should be able to do here to here. Tell you what I might have to do here is, let me get this guy. Edit coaster, and we're at the back. Might have to go back here and roll him out. Now, I don't think I want to launch him straight from there. I want to do the same as the other one. So if I get this, what I wouldn't mind doing is, if I have here, yeah, let me get some rolling. Let's just see if we can roll them along. Yeah, we just want to roll them. Yeah, that's good. And he's red now as well, which is good. Okay. Now, if he is like this, I wonder if he can, oops, sorry. No, I wonder if he can actually be vertical. No, he can't. Okay, that's all right. Then we'll do this, and maybe we'll roll him. Yeah, and we're just looking how big the train is. And then when we get to here, we're already a little bit lower. So if we do it there, and then put this in, we should be able to drop him now. So we'll see if this will drop. Yeah, I want to just increase that size, please. Okay, so that's a really interesting drop. Now, what do we got here? Oh, okay, we don't want that. Sorry, just can I please? I don't mind it doing that. It just depends if we can get under the other coaster. No problem. And to do this, what we might do is, oops, sorry, is we've gone under. Yeah. We want to decrease this. Sorry, decrease it, please. Thank you. Yep. And then go up. And then it just puts a pit in there, which is good. Now, if the coaster can't do this, what we might do is we either we could raise this one. Okay, so let's keep him there. And then this one is going to be edits, X, and then put him up. It's just to put the whole thing up a tiny bit. And I'm looking at this bit over here. Yeah, it's not bad. And it just makes that one a bit more dramatic anyway, which is quite good. So we put him like that. Okay, so that could be good. Now, what I need to do now is see whether or not the tying of these two together. Let me try the tying of the two together. Operations. Operation. Block sectioned. We want to tie it with another one. Add-ons. Add ride sync. We want to ride sync the ride sync group. Okay, so we want to time these two together. So new selection is going to be here as well. Yeah. Okay, so we've got those two, and we want to confirm them 2 of 8, and we are syncing these two together. So if I test them, are they both testing? Maybe not. Okay, this coaster here is rolling in. We're going to need we're going to need roll tires there. Oh, and then he's launching. Okay, we don't want that. We want him to be a little bit more forward than that. He seemed to launch here. Right, so we'll need to fix that as well. But there's different things that different things we'll be doing. Okay, let's stop testing it. Yeah, and let's now look at getting one of the coasters doing what we want it to do. So first coaster we know is going to be this one, and we know it's going to be, yeah, and then we'll have the other one. We'll do Vlad first, and then Mehmet can be this. Oh, I think as well while we're here, let's do edit coaster, go here, and we might have to just go back and redo this with the colors. So this guy is going to be, this is Mehmet, so I think Mehmet's going to be a lovely gold coaster, yeah. But what I will do is I'm going to have to cancel this, and I will just get everything like that, yeah. And then we want to change the colors here first. And we're going to come back. Yeah, see that? Look at that gold and red. I like that. Oops, sorry, gold. Is it there? Yeah, that's nice. I like that gold. Confirmed. And then we want different golds. So let's do this one. We can change it again. Confirm him. Let's try a different gold again. Yep. And then let's do this one that we've kind of orangey type one. So that could be good. Mehmet versus Vlad. Yep. Right, good. So he's here, and then we know that there we were going to go, right, so let's just try and redo what we did. It was simply, and I want roll tires, don't I? So let's roll out of the station with roll tires. We the same length still? No, there we are. Is that the same length? Yeah, it's still the same length there, yeah. So if I get the roll tires, and we can do the roll tires like this. And let's do the roll tires straight. And then we'll do this part. Okay, so this is going to be standard. And I want it to be, is this standard bit? Yep. And here we go with the vertical drop. Yep, that's it. That's the one. So you got a nice drop there, and we'll keep him up. Yeah, he's a bit sort of it's a bit closer than we had it, isn't it? So if we do, that's it. Yeah. And then we want to straighten him up to 0, and it's going to be straighten him up to 0, and instead of this part curving, it's going to be straight. Yeah, that's nice. And then straight down to 0 like that. There's 0 there. Okay. And then here we want the traction areas, the launch. So it's there, 1, 2, yeah. So we do it like that. We don't need it to be that long. So let's just do a 16-meter section, and then this is all in 16 meters. So we put him in there, and then from there we go up. Sorry, up. Yeah. Let's go straight up as well. Let's do it. Let's do an absolute ripper. Yeah, we may as well go straight up as well. It's going to be a complete launch. And here at this point we're going to be down. And let's bank to the left. Now we are on 16 meters here. So here, this is not bad because he's heading down towards there, which I don't mind. So he's heading down towards the water. So he's banked in. And then what we'll do is let's straighten him up. And let's have him go down towards the water. Yeah. Now, I want to try and put in, if I can, I'm going to put a coaster element in here. So let me shorten it, give it a little straighten up. Yeah, Okay, so at that point, we'll do, sorry, shorten it here. Yeah, and then give him a little coaster element here. Right, because what I'll do here is I'm going to go for something that's on there. Not that. We want to go with something that's a bit like this. Don't know if I want the hexes. What do you got here? I wouldn't mind just... So you got some cobra rolls, which are quite good. Ooh, yeah, these cobra rolls are great. An overbank turn that way is nice. Now that looks good too. So that's launched in and looks quite good. That's not bad. Because what we could do here is this is where we want, because the other coaster is going to catch it at some point. So we could do that. And actually, you know what we could do is we could now get him to come through here. And this is where they could cross each other, these two coasters. This is good. I like this. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's not too bad. He is running into itself. So I wonder if I turn coaster collision off there. Hang on. I think if I do that, he'll fix it. He'll resolve itself. Yeah, let's go bigger and right. I'll have to do some editing there. There was a little bit of Mehmet versus Vlad drama and trying to work out what's going on there. But right, now what I've got is I've managed to get the coaster bursting out the front of this tower. So we are looking at Mehmet II's launch here. So it's a bit similar to what I had. I just had to go back and do a few things. We have one section of the rolling with the tires. Then it just uses gravity. It should come up to here. It should then roll into another section of rolling onto the launch, and then from the launch it's now more vertical. It's a complete 90-degree vertical for one small section here. And then it comes up over the top, very rough ride over the top there, starts banking, comes down into a big cobra roll, runs along the wall, and then comes out through here. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's we're happy with where it is. From here on in, I want it to be a nice banking, nice kind of overbanked, long row long. So I'm going to put these in 20-meter sections and kind of just see if I can keep down low to the terrain. And then I've turned coaster collision off, which didn't seem to do anything, so I'm not too sure what I've done there. But I wonder if you can get it to turn itself off as far as not being not clashing with itself, because at the moment that's what it's doing. It's basically it's clashing on, it's with itself and its own supports. No, sorry, it's not doing that with its own supports, which is what we had earlier. Although, hang on. It seems to have taken the support out actually now that I've gone past it, so that's not too bad. So okay, maybe it won't have issues like that. What we'll do here is we're just, here it's going to be speed, so we might have to come back and put some more launches in. But basically, if I can come through here, I'm just thinking if I come up and then bank him and turn here, what I was thinking is I can go around this rock. So let me go up and really bank around the rock and really bank here like this. So then if I do this, and he is getting a bit of height, which is not too bad. We can smooth it. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like that. Now, what we'll get when we get to this section, we want to come back down a little bit, and then we want to start to release the shorten these guys and turn the banking off a bit. Now, I believe I've got my banking set for this. If I can get it back to 0, yeah, that's good. Yep. And we'll do straight for one section, and then we'll see about him coming down, and let's see if we can go under. We want auto tunnel here. Can we auto tunnel this? Edit mode. Construction mode. Yeah, we want construction mode. Are we tunneling? Terrain relative. Let's just do that. I don't need this to be... We don't need those on, actually. I don't know what they were. Auto tunnel's on, so let's go here. Ah, yeah, so the auto tunneling is going. So if that is the case, then he's gone in absolutely beautifully. Look at the tunnel entrance there. And then we'll go up and see if we can come out again. Straight out like this. And then that's good, because what he's doing is he's coming in between these two. That's really good. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. That was a total fluke. He's basically gone in before one, come out before the other. And that means that all these people walking around are going to see, because if you're coming in here, this is the entrance to the whole place, and you're going to basically see this coaster doing this. Now, of course, this is just one of them. You're going to see the second coaster do it all as well, so that'll be quite good. And I want to show you in this episode some of that as well. So let me get him like this and just see what we're doing here, because yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, this is the entrance here, and you're going to see these coasters roaring around each other. I don't want to block the Historia sign too much, so what we'll do is we'll bank here. So we'll turn him to the right. We'll come back a bit. We'll turn him to the right, and we'll bank it this way, and then see if we can get him banking back up and going up. And if I can get this longer, it's 20 meters. Yeah, and then we'll do that. And so are we getting supports? Supports will start to get put on shortly. There are no supports. Why are there no supports? Have we turned supports off? Supports should be happening. Why have we turned the supports off? Track supports are on. Can you put them in? I mean, why is this? Maybe it'll add track supports later when it knows what I'm doing. Okay, good. Let me put, we've got copper roll there. We don't want that. Let me do a top hat. Oh, no, we're not doing top hats. I think the supports are, yeah, let's not do that. These are top hats, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, we don't want the top hats. I mean, this is the coaster that would do a top hat as well. But I do like that. And that is over the entry as well. Yeah, that's really good. Now, supports in this section are just non-existent, but I might have to go back and fix that. Okay, a little cut in there, and yeah, I've basically just spent some time finishing off one of the coasters. So Murad II's coaster, Mehmet. Murad was his father, I think. Mehmet's coaster, the gold one, is now complete. So let's jump in and have a look. Now you'll see here it's still at this height, and I'm probably going to build off this this particular sort of part of the wall. We'll make that sort of part of it. So that'll be quite good. But Mehmet's coaster here is, and they're quite different from each other. And then what we'll show you Mehmet's coaster in full, and then I've changed it quite, especially out near the entrance. And let's talk it through. And then Vlad's coaster is basically 1/3 done, so I'll show you that in just a second. But what I've tried to do is line up the launches together, so they're sort of here. They're slightly different trajectories, but I don't mind that. I think that's kind of good. So yeah, we can have these guys going, and we can do some special effects there, maybe some cannons and things, slightly different height, but that's all quite good actually. I'm quite happy with that. We can possibly bring them up to height if we want, but I like the idea of Mehmet's being a little bit taller, a little bit symbolic. So let's do a Mehmet's run now first. So if we put this into test mode and we get this coaster going. So it's one coaster with 5 carriages. So it rolls out of the station. It's different to the other one. The other one launches out straight away. It rolls out, comes into this, and then it launches. And this launch had to be changed. So I basically had to shorten this a little bit. It's the same tower there, and then it rolls up here. Now into its very first cobra roll. These cobra rolls are not super fast, although they are reasonably fast, but these are pretty sort of iconic cobra rolls. It dips into underneath the wall. I will need to open up this part of the wall too. There's a second launch here. and it comes around and does this sort of low part. But this part here, it's sort of coasting through, but not super fast. And it does slow down here, allowing people to see where the other coaster is. That's what they'll be looking for. And then it comes in amongst the path, bit of airtime there on that one, and then it dives under the Historia sign. So that was a big change. One thing I'll just need to do is consider the return here. Basically, as it comes out of that, it gets into this area and gets into a second launch. Now, this launch is really fast. Gets into a nice tight bank there, runs into its second copper roll, which is quite good. Once it gets into here, it dives under the original part of the coaster, and there you see it comes into this bit. So we might continue it so it comes out of this over here and does all that underneath. So we might actually just change that so this part's not blocking that sign. It then rolls back into here. It's still going at a reasonable speed. It swings up past this sort of battalion part, this battlement part of the Theodosian walls, and then comes back into the station. So that's pretty good. That's stop that one. Testing, and yeah, that doesn't need to be doing that. And now if we have a look at Vlad's one, and we'll go testing here. So Vlad here basically rolls out of the station, and again 5 carriages, and it as soon as it rolls out, it gets into a launch. Now the launch goes underneath to the other 2 pieces, and then it comes into a braking system here. Now this at this point is where I want to sync them, but I don't know if I can do that, so we'll see about that. Don't think I can do the syncing until later. It's quite different, his initial drop to the other one. They are both sort of 90 degrees, but this one banks off quite nicely. This one drops down. So then he does a bit of a roll there. Sorry, I talked over that bit, but look at him. These tracks are winding in around each other quite nicely. It gets into another cobra roll there, and then it swings off to the back over here. So that's quite good. I'm happy with that. Let's see, are we in testing mode? Another coaster car will appear here shortly, and we'll see if we can get that. Yep, there he goes. Shall we watch it again? Yeah, let's have a look at it. Yep, back into here, and gets into this one. Let's watch him again. Let's jump off this. Okay, so he comes up into its first one, gets up over the hill nicely. Yes, then it really gets some speed going down this bit too. So this part here, wrapping around the other one's launch. Good to see the 2 coasters where they are in relation to each other. We won't say that till a bit later. And then these copper rolls are kind of mirroring each other. But again, Mehmet's is just a bit taller, a little bit faster. And it goes over the top of Mehmet's coaster there. So that's quite nice. And he's got a fair bit of speed when he runs into that. So I think that's quite good. I'm going to turn this off testing and just leave that there. And yeah, but basically I wanted to just show you that one, just show you this, but the basic track layout before the end of the episode. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. This has been a brilliant coaster building. We'll be getting rid of this bit. This is Mehmet versus Vlad, the coasters, the battling coasters. We are in Planet Coaster 2, and it's our Historia park. And don't forget to leave a comment, like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next episode. Cheers.